ここなら存分に戦える。
How are you doing? So, my name is Rodrigo and nice to meet you. This is actually a big discussion of One Piece that is going on for maybe 2 years already. The manga was finished in this fight like in the beginning of last year. Katakuri's and Luffy fight. Why is it the best fight in the anime? This is such a big discussion because actually half of the fan base hates the fight and half really loves it. I will try to make a resume in these few minutes, but actually I'm going straight to the point. Guys, most people didn't see this, but Luffy didn't win the fight. He won the battle, he won the kind of the war with Big Mom and even with Katakuri. But the fight in itself, power stuff, it was the first time since time skip that Luffy didn't win at all. He actually got such like a kind of a rough time before, like even time skip, you know, before with Crocodile and this kind of stuff. It's pretty similar, but the difference is that Luffy didn't overcome Katakuri. He didn't. This discussion actually that I'm gonna say is up to chapter 939, yeah, but I'm not gonna spoil anything about the manga. This is about Luffy and Katakuri's fight. Why is it better even than Rob Lucci fight? Okay, so let's get the pieces together. Rob Lucci is indeed a better antagonist. He's a better villain, you know. Basically the dude is wanting to kill Nico Robin just because he's working for the world government. Probably one of the last enemies Luffy will fight again. But Katakuri is actually not the villain in this story. He is not. He was kind of an obstacle for Luffy in some point, especially in the beginning of the fight. So here are my points. Katakuri got a big development in this fight. Most people think that Luffy is the one that's kind of learning a lot, but in my opinion, Katakuri learned... Oh, those verbs are kind of hard. Katakuri learned more in this fight than Luffy. Okay, yeah, I'm not talking about power stuff. First, let's talk about psychologically. Who was Charlotte Katakuri before the fight? He was basically this awesome, badass dude that basically every brother and sister blindly respected. That's the key word for the whole Katakuri thing. This blind respect. People made an image for him and he kind of adopted. I don't know if you watch Boku no Hero, but it's kind of the All Might thing, you know? He's a pillar for Big Mom's pirate. People idolize him like he's a superhero. He never fell, he never did that, and he never lost this stuff. And that, you know, he's kind of like the superhuman and the pride of all the Big Mom pirates. But in the middle of the fight, it's kind of revealed that he's not. It's a lie. He knows it's a lie, but he continues this stuff for his own brothers and sisters' respect. So what's changed? Basically everything. In the middle of the fight with Luffy, his this whole values that he built for himself and for his crew, they were destroyed. They were shattered. To be specific, most of you realized it was basically in this moment that he was eating the donuts and Luffy saw his mouth. Before that, Katakuri was kind of this all-might figure that Luffy couldn't even land a hit. But he got super psychologically disturbed after Luffy saw him, and Luffy didn't care at all. Just like Boa Hancock's scene, you know, like when he saw her naked. So basically Katakuri was mad. He was angry. He got kind of crazy angry. He entered some kind of berserker mode. He was just punching Luffy and punching. And Luffy started to hit him sometimes too. It was the first time that Luffy even touched him, and our Mugiwara hero kind of realized the secret. He told Katakuri that he realized what his ability was or how it worked, something like that. And he was referring actually to Katakuri's psychological weakness. It was kind of stated that Kata used some Logia fruit because no one could touch him basically, but Luffy realized that it's not. People actually can touch him even without Haki. And Rady actually already taught to Luffy that if you are in some kind of unstable situation in your mind, you can't focus your Haki as well as if you be calm. So yeah, Luffy realized that and they started to have kind of an even fight. Till the moment that Kata realized once again that he's out of control and that he must be calm. Then, of course, it was those kind of super overwhelming power again, and Luffy just getting hit. We got some super awesome scenes, like first Gear 4 Luffy used against Kata, the first Poundman. It was the first time also that the Gear 4 got screwed, you know, like, yeah, so everything was going really well for Kata in this moment. Luffy came back from his rest time, and he continued to just punch Luffy till almost he died. But what happened wrong in this moment? It was that he started actually to respect Luffy. This was the huge thing. Luffy always got up, always getting back, get up. His endurance was like remarkable, at least. Kata said like in the beginning of the fight that he was getting stressed because he couldn't hit Luffy. But the biggest problem is that actually can't keep Luffy down. Luffy just doesn't give up, you know. He's like that in the whole series, and he's maybe even more right now. So yeah, Kata is respecting him a lot in this moment, but still he needs to defeat Luffy in a kind of a duel. Because right now it's not more this protecting the big mom pirates anymore, it's more like I wanna beat this guy, you know, like Luffy is pretty strong opponent, and I just wanna beat him with everything I have. So yeah, what you might imagine that happened, it was that pretty famous scene that his sister, I don't quite remember her name, is kind of, I don't remember, like Fluffy, Flambe, maybe that, yeah. The one that shoots in Luffy's leg with some kind of stun gun. So that moment Kata kind of won the fight because he got Luffy right in the middle of his stomach, and he was super disappointed. Kata was always looking at Luffy like, yeah, this guy actually is pretty good, but why he wouldn't avoid this, and why now he's fighting like shit, like what is happening? And then he realized, because he was fighting against two people at the same time actually. He realized Luffy was paying attention to him and to his sister. When he realized that, kind of the fight was over for Kata, because he revealed to himself to Flambe, and he showed his mouth for the first time. He showed actually who Katakuri really is. You know, that's a huge big thing for the whole plot. Because from now on, Katakuri is actually having fun in this battle. You can see him smiling a lot of times. And no, it's not just like some kind of fun because he showed his mouth. No, he's actually smiling. He's having really fun with Luffy, and not always asking like, can you fight more? Can you still do this? Is this everything you got? This kind of thing, you know, like to pump Luffy too, and they fight everything they have. It was a funny battle for him, and he just won. He got everything everything he needed. He kind of confirmed that he won this battle. In the end, when they used the Snake Man last attack, Black Mamba, if I'm not mistaken, and the Katakuri used the thing that he rose and smashed Luffy in the ground. Katakuri won that fight. He won that straight off. That's the point. He got everything he needed, and he showed he was the first to stand up, and then kind of let Luffy go, you know, like he just, yeah, you can go on, like, I don't care. And he just lay in the floor like if he was giving up, but Luffy realized he gave up. Yeah, you can see in Luffy's face right here actually that he was as surprised as everyone else with this outcome. So the points that I need to say before I finish this video, why this is the best fight though. This is clearly the most psychologically dramatic and hugest like obstacle Luffy ever passed through. This actually is. So what about the fighting purpose? Luffy learned a lot. Everyone realized that. It's kind of the only thing that everyone can agree is that Luffy used this fight to learn the observation haki and to actually grow as a fighter as well. Luffy showed us two interesting things. One is the Snake Man. Why the Snake Man is so important in this story right now? It's not a super overpowered like form. Maybe actually the Bald Man has more strength, you know? The Snake Man, of course, speed, but also it shows us a huge thing in the plot. It's the beginning of Luffy's awakening. Every time he used the attack that his arm just like, you know, going zigzagging, it goes through walls and stuff, and it never loses speed. Why is that? So the biggest theory that I can think about, kind of a prediction actually, is that he's manipulating somehow the attract or the elasticity. I think that's the name, right? Yeah, the elastic thing about the air or the walls. And this is the whole awakening thing, changing the environment around you. His arm doesn't lose any speed even though it hits something, or even the air, like his arm just gets even faster and faster and faster. This is a change of physical structure. I'm not gonna bash anything about Rob Lucci's fight, because as I told before, for me he's the best villain. Maybe not so far, but at least better than Katakuri. And his fight was considered the best before Katakuri's for most people. Right now it's kind of divided, like I told, it's hate and love. People don't know what to feel about this whole thing. There was too many episodes. So yeah, in every kind of far as possible, fight scenes, psychological, what was on the stake, everything for me, Katakuri's was bigger than any fight he ever fought. That's it, this is my first video, let's end it here. So yeah, the comment section is all yours, so please tell me what you think, discuss with me, and I hope I see you next week already. Okay, bye bye, kisses.